up, guys? Welcome to Kickback and Chill. I'm your host, Dan YC, and we the only show where you can kick back, relax, and have some fun on this Friday in Midtown, New York City. I'm super excited because today I have a special guest who's back for the third time with his new EP, Heartbreak Castle. Plus, my boy has so much more outside of music that he's been doing, man, so I'm curious to know more. Bus, he's been in the gym, so I kind of got to know the secrets. Y'all make some noise for the king of love himself, Dre Luv. Yes, sir!
What's up, bro? What's going on?
He's back.
How y'all doing? What's up?
Oh, Dre, what's going on?
Not much. What's going on? Thanks for having me here.
Yes, sir. This is your third time.
Yeah.
Third time
About that.
at the function. We met in 2018.
Yeah.
And just continue friendship, music, and it seemed like you've been progressing ever since. But let's just get started, man. New EP out now, Heartbreak Capsule.
Yes.
Kind of curious to know how the name came about and what was the process with this EP?
Process with the EP just went through some situations with my ex-girlfriend. And so I'm talking about real life situations in there. So everything in there is just crazy, from her taking a plan B and all this other kind of wild roller coaster that the King of Love is on. Mm-hmm. So it just stemmed from just heartbreak, and something I just wanted to rekindle, but it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. So I just found that, the music, just put my heart into the music to release it.
Yeah. I feel like when it comes to talking about love, and I kind of feel like that's where a lot of great records come to. I feel like you take a different approach. I mean, a lot of artists rap about it, but you kind of take a different approach. Do you feel like if it wasn't for the experiences you had, you would have never I would say talk about these type of stuff in your songs, mm-hmm. Or do you feel like you still would have done it, being that other people probably experience it?
That's a great question. Honestly, I wouldn't even be making music if it wasn't for love and these situations that I go through. So, yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, first, I also got to say, too, congrats to your sister getting married. Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
And I seen the clip
Lisa.
on social media. You was performing at her wedding. Talk about that amazing experience. Kind of feel like you was performing, at a huge event. I mean, it was a huge event.
It was a huge event.
It was, my apologies. But, talk about, how that experience was.
Oh, wow. That was the greatest experience ever, because since I'm the King of Love, and to see my sister go from the struggle to her actually getting married and being able to perform, you know what I'm saying? It was just everything just came together organically. And the song that I performed for her was Somebody.
Yes, the new single.
Yes, so
let's talk about that.
That was a gift to her.
Okay.
So that song is a gift to her, but I had to pull the inspiration from my ex-girlfriend, because I don't know what love is. I know what love is, my love, but I don't know what it's like to be in love with a woman.
Yes.
So I had to go to a place where to stem from my own experiences just to create that song for my sister, for her wedding. Because, marriage is something I'm not really familiar with.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about that. Do you feel like a lot, and I say artists specifically, do you feel like a lot of artists struggle with love because you're balancing a career of whether being a full-time boyfriend or girlfriend and trying to pursue, pursuing a music career and, also trying to balance a school life and a work life and a social life. Do you feel like it's hard to really fit love in a category with artists nowadays?
You know what? It is hard, but it's not hard for us. It's hard for our spouses. And the reason why I say that is because they're the ones who don't really support us. You get what I'm saying? If they truly support us, then it becomes easy. Instead of just sitting there and looking pretty or just taking everything, help us out, show us love and show support. You know what I'm saying? So, and be a part of it. Because at the end of the day, everybody has entitlement and they want to reap the benefits of what we work hard for. So in all honesty, it is hard.
For a lot of artists, yeah.
For a lot of artists. Not because of our schedules, but because of the people that we love. That's why.
Pretty much the people we allow.
Yeah.
Within our circle.
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
Cool. Kind of want to take it all the way back to 2019. Yes, I was correct me if I'm wrong. That's when you was on season 1 of Kickback and Chill. You know what I'm saying? And thank you. You know what I'm saying? And that was actually he was the first artist to actually perform in that season. First and only artist to perform during that season. And then you also killed the stage with your hit record Candy off Love Trilogy.
Yes.
You know, at the reunion. So just talk about, you know, those two experiences, you know, that you've had, because it seemed like you've had a blast. Just talk about, you know, how it feels to you even come back as well.
Wow, the Kickback and Chill changed my life.
Yeah, I feel like, damn, that's 3
did.
years ago, like
It
3.5 years ago, yeah.
It gave me the platform and the voice for people to actually take me serious, for me to grow, and actually be on a level that I've never experienced of being on before. You know what I'm saying? So it really did pave the way for me, especially for my legacy. So shout out to the Kickback and Chill show for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, and he's on the show. Like,
And
this is just,
you know what I'm saying?
this is flowing. Okay, great. Now, you outside of you know, being a rapper, you're also a singer and a songwriter, right? I'm
Producer.
curious to know, and producer.
Uh-huh.
I love how you just called me on that one, man. I like that. No, it's okay. It's okay. We gotta make sure everything's right. You know what I'm saying? Producer as well.
Yes.
I'm curious to know, which one do you enjoy most? Do you enjoy each and every one, or do you feel like, nah, I like songwriting better, I like producing better? I mean, you do rap, but it's kind of like, which one do you enjoy the most?
So you got singing, songwriting, producing. In all honesty, it all depends on the day, because my emotions are everywhere. Some days I like songwriting a lot more. Some days I love being on the stage. And then some days I just like to be at home and just create beats and play the piano. So it all depends. But if I had to choose, I would probably say, on the safe side, songwriting, for sure.
How come?
To be able to write melodies, not to be in the spotlight too much, and to actually have a life,
Right.
but to create for other artists and for
Behind the
myself,
scenes,
you know, just kind of be under the radar sometimes. So I would say that.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of artists in the industry nowadays who have done that. They've been in the spotlight, created so many hit records, and then they say, okay, I'm gonna take a step back and do a lot of songwriting. You know, you even talk about, you know, there's a lot of songwriters like The Dream,
Yeah.
Sean Garrett, like many big in the
Amazing.
industry. I'm curious to know, if you had to
Neo.
write a song for one artist, whether it's a female artist, male artist, who would it be and why?
I would
just
write
one.
That's a great question. I would write a song for Chris Brown.
Why?
Chris Brown, because the records that I would write for him, I could imagine him being on stage and performing it. And because Chris Brown is so talented and so diverse that he could rap and sing, that I could kind of do a little bit of both for him. And the way how I write it, he will take it. And of course, when he puts his voice to it, it's gonna be, you know, diamonds, you know, and it's just the way how Chris Brown, like, he has a certain cadence and swag to him. So I would love to write a record for Breezy, because it would take off for sure. So if I had to choose, it would definitely be Chris Brown.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
that's a great that's a great response, because, you know, what comes with songwriting is also understand the music business, the business aspect of it.
Yes.
So for people that's watching, you know, okay, you write a record. Let's say you write a record for somebody, right?
Right.
And okay, when that song pops off, and I say when, because, you know, obviously with an artist like him, it's definitely gonna pop. How does, like, the percentage work? Do you receive a certain amount of royalties, or like how does that process work?
It all depends. It's case by case. You know, so I would get a certain percentage. It all depends on how we would work out the numbers, because I would write the song, but then Chris Brown would, for example, or an artist would put their own little spin to it, add their own words to it, so then the percentage would go down because they also get songwriting credits. But it's all case by case.
Yeah.
You know, it's all negotiation as well. So
Yeah.
that's how it works.
To find the perfect song to do a music video for, because all your records are great. You know what I'm saying? So is there ever a man like, damn, like I know I need to release something to the public, but which song should I? Is it hard to sometimes think?
It was. It was.
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
Not now.
yeah, for sure. For sure. I did a music video to Pullin' Up, and I was at a crossroads between doing a music video to Pullin' Up or Leanne, but Pullin' Up prevailed for sure. So it does get very tricky. Yeah, it can. Because you want to be able to catch the eyes, and then at the same time, what is the video? What's the content of the video? You know, what is it going to be about to match up with the song?
Right. You know, outside of, you know, talking about love in your record, LUV, excuse me,
Yes.
LUV. You know, who are some of your, you know, your musical influence that motivate you and encourage you to keep going each and every day, especially with this being a cutthroat industry?
That would definitely be Chris Brown, Tory Lanez, for sure. Shout out to Tory Lanez.
And he's independent. I love how you stress a lot about going independent in
Yes.
today's day and age, because you feel like it's not worth signing nowadays.
It's really not. It's really not. As long as you have the support behind you and the numbers, you don't need a label. Just fund everything yourself. And just do your small venues and your streams, invest it, and go about your business.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But it kind of seems like nowadays numbers has killed this generation nowadays, because an artist may feel like, okay, well, I just posted my new single on social media. I didn't get much engagement,
Right.
you know, but you start to feel discouraged. Like, damn, does my record suck? Is there something I should improve? I'm not really getting any feedback. You know, how can an artist, you know, break from that and be like, hey, listen, this is just the start. I know I can continue to keep going, but they just feel so discouraged after seeing that this is a numbers game in today's day and age.
It is, but you just got to put the footwork in. You know, get out there, network. You know, get on a podcast, get on a show, shake hands with different people. You know, it's always word of mouth as well. You know, you can't just be lazy and just record a song and then put it out. You know, you have to go out into the world and shake hands. You know, I've taken flights to LA to meet with different producers, you know, different studios. You know, don't be afraid to just move around. Not saying that you have to relocate, but don't be afraid to take flights, see other people, utilize social media to just link and make connections. So and you know, it also connects the dots, so.
Music. I'm excited to see you perform, man. My boy's back in action. So it's only right you hit the stage, man. I'm super excited. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, cool. My boy Dre Luv will be hitting the stage in the next segment. So keep it locked and stay tuned.